This channel is proudly partnered with the What the Funk shop. Please check out their store for all sorts of products. They have miniatures, dice, Game Master screens, home decorations, and many other things. You will find the link in the description and in the pinned comment, and make sure that you use my code for a special discount. Hi! Welcome to this part of my review featuring the Reverie core rulebook. If you haven't seen the other parts of my review, featuring this dark fantasy steampunk tabletop RPG, please check out the playlist in the description below. This time we are going to talk about perks and drawbacks. Perks are additional bonuses and strengths that can be earned through the use of character points during the character creation process. Most of the time, perks represent unique assets or advantages that help form a character. Unlike races, species, and backgrounds, however, it is not necessary for a player to select a perk when starting the game. Any character can have up to 2 perks when they begin the game, assuming the player is willing to pay the required cost for each perk individually. The Game Master may decide whether or not to include perks in their game. With your Game Master's permission, you may negotiate for alternative perks not listed in this section. You have perks such as owning a naval ship. The vessel is manned by up to 10 crewmen, who report to you as their captain. You also have specialized training. Having received special training in a certain skill of your choice, you are now far more capable when using that skill. Select any talent skills to become a favored skill. This perk can be taken up to 2 times. And there are many other perks such as Storefront, Extra Wealth, Stalwart Companion, Honorable Title, Professional Training. Now, when it comes to drawbacks, in order to gain access to additional character points during the character creation process, players can take negative effects and apply them to their characters in exchange for additional character points. These negative effects are called drawbacks. There are multiple different types of drawbacks, the details of which are listed in this section. For each drawback a character takes, they gain 1 additional character point to be used as they wish. A character can take up to a maximum of 3 different drawbacks. Many drawbacks have certain styles of flavor attached to them that makes it easier to roleplay having a negative effect. You have 3 types of drawbacks: complications, weaknesses, and phobias. Complications are narrative elements that tend to make life difficult for the character. Complications, unlike weaknesses or phobias, tend to be external factors rather than internal qualities. When selecting a complication, players may either roll randomly or choose which complication they would like their character to have. Perhaps your drawback is on the run. Maybe you have a bounty on your head, or your family was killed and the murderer is still after you, or maybe you are just running from your responsibilities. Either way, someone or something is pursuing you. There are other complications such as debt, oath, obligation. Then we have weakness. When the player chooses to take on a weakness, he or she rolls 2 20-sided dice to select a pair random result. The player can then choose either of the results to adopt. Maybe your weakness is frail. You get a -3 to all rolls involving lifting and pushing objects, and to resist being moved against your will. There are other weaknesses such as sluggish, oblivious, feeble, sickly, fearful, restless. When it comes to phobias, phobias apply the same negative qualities as the frightened condition, but do so whenever a character is forced to interact with the source of their phobia. If a character develops a phobia of something, then any bonuses they receive that allow them to ignore the frightened condition do not apply when dealing with that phobia. So even if a character is immune to being frightened by other things, their phobia of, let's say, spiders will still come into play if they are forced to encounter spiders in their travels. If a character is forced to become frightened of something they already have a phobia of, then they instead become terrified. If they then become frightened again of that creature while terrified, they instead become haunted. There are many phobias: phobias of heights, of darkness, of fire, of snakes, of drowning, of thunder, of ghosts, undead, tentacles, reptiles, cats, you name it. And this concludes this part of the review. In the next part we are going to talk about affinities and languages. When it comes to perks and drawbacks, They not only add further thematical depth to the game, they also have important mechanical effects. All of those bonuses, penalties that perhaps will help or hinder during your travels are vital to consider. Thank you for watching this part of the review. Don't forget to leave a like, a comment and subscribe. And thank you so much to those of you that are going the extra mile to support the channel. If anyone else wishes to further support the channel, consider becoming a member or using the super thanks button. You can also check out the pinned comment below. This has been Abraham L. Jaguar, a professional game master. I am currently unavailable for professional sessions, but I will put my contact information in the description and in the pinned comment for when I am available again. And remember, in tabletop RPGs, you are not having a conversation about your characters. You are experiencing the game world as your characters. Once again, thank you and see you later.